There we go. Okay. So apparently something just happened. Talk?
Eric, should we do a reset? We should just.
No, we shouldn't do a reset. We're fine. This is Backyard Watch. We're good. We're all good. Sean's in the chat. I'm your host, Eric Wall. This is my co-host, Jeff White. We're doing good. Technical difficulties. Jeff's kind of low now. Probably bring that up a little bit. How are you doing, Jeff?
I'm feeling like I'm a shy man today because my mic's low, apparently.
What?
I've been okay, Eric. Thank you for asking.
Good. Okay, and today we have a guest. His name is Chris Sequel, the channel manager here on Channel 1138. Chris?
Hey everybody! It's funny how you have like a pre-show and like you're talking on Skype and everything's fine, and then like the second you start the show, everything just like goes to crap. Like it's like that happened to me on the last episode of I think it was IPC that I was on. Like everything was fine for like a while, and then all of a sudden it's time to start the show and it doesn't work. Like it always happens like that. But I'm coming close to trying to make this a true backyard watch because I'm literally a foot away from someone's backyard, but I can't go in it because it's illegal. But I'm in like an alleyway, and I'm like underneath a treehouse. It's like really bizarre.
Treehouse? What is that treehouse like, Chris? Is it like a bunch of wooden planks, or what is this?
I think it's a tin can and string. And now there's a really cute dog that is literally coming towards me. And it just passes me.
This is
it.
Oh, what's happening?
I don't know what's happening with Jeff, but I'm still here, and
I think I heard someone talking in the background.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard them too. It sounded like a woman.
Well, the dog isn't by itself. It's got people walking with him.
So I've been playing a game recently. It's called Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. It's really interesting. I don't know if either one of you you've heard of it, Jeff?
Wait, the Rapture happened? Shoot.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I just figured I'd have a little small talk before we get into our topic.
What is it like? What is it like, Eric?
It's this town like disappears basically.
Jeff, you might want to actually put your microphone inside your mouth and shout everything you say.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll just be this close to the mic, huh?
Nah, you gotta be this close.
Oh boy, that's gonna be really top for anyone that's listening.
I basically just made out with my phone.
Oh my gosh! I usually talk much louder when I'm on shows. Like I usually talk this loud. But
well, that's normal. You're sounding better now.
Yay! Having fun.
Just continue talking like that, and then people hopefully will be able to hear you over the sound of dogs and people passing me.
It's kind of like just regular backyard watch at this point. It's not even the podcast. It's more of the Easter egg backyard watch now.
I mean, I'm not kidding. When I say I'm underneath the treehouse, I'm underneath the treehouse. Like there's a fence, and then there's a tree that's growing into the fence, and so it's kind of like it's spilling out. The branches are spilling out on both sides of the fence, and then there's a treehouse built in the middle of the tree, and it's over my head, and I'm just.
Go ahead.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. You know what I always find interesting? Whenever trees like grow into fences, it's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a wooden fence too, now that I actually look at it.
Yeah, that's something else. We should probably get into our main topic because
So yeah, to the audience, this is the Backyard Watch podcast, episode 5. And we're a newer show on Channel 1138. We talk about geeky stuff. We talk about geeky news. We talk about movies and stuff that we love to talk about. It's super jolly time. Hosted by Eric and I alongside a guest.
Wait, we made 10 minutes into the show without saying the word jolly? How did that happen?
Wow.
Well, you were talking about your treehouse, Chris. I mean,
My
I
jolly
have a
treehouse.
He might have said jolly, and he was just really low.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. I can't believe that he went 10 minutes without saying it.
But yeah, thank you to the people watching live on channel 1138. It's on this great Monday afternoon or Monday night, as it is in the eastern United States. And thank you to those of you choosing to listen via our YouTube archive, which is you search the Backyard Watch podcast on YouTube, and boom, you got all the episodes of the Backyard Watch podcast.
Yeah.
It's a super jolly place to go to. So thank you for listening to our show today. So normally what we do on this show is we go straight to the news, but because our great guest Chris is here to talk about our main topic, we're going to start right off by talking about our main topic. Super jolly topic. It is arranged through multiple forms of media. In addition to it being a movie and a television special, it is a famous amusement attraction. This is the Tower of Terror.
I'm really good at sound effects.
So, Eric Wall, what is the Tower of Terror?
Okay, so let me set the scene. Kind of just dropped my mouse, but okay. Okay, so in 1939, on Halloween, a bunch of people went into an elevator, and then lightning struck, and then yeah, they all disappeared mysteriously.
Oh.
Yeah. And so then we go to modern day, which is 1997. I'm still a little sick from last week. And we follow Steve Guttenberg.
Who's that?
The guy from Police Academy, or rather, the actor from Police Academy. Are you familiar with his work?
Oh,
I have no idea what
Have
that
you
is.
guys have you guys never watched Police Academy?
I did not know it was a thing. Is that like Cops?
Yeah.
I have
Oh.
heard of it, but I don't know if I've seen it.
It's a comedy. Hold up, wait. I'll read some. He's the male lead in Short Circuit.
Not heard of that either.
You've never watched Short Circuit with Johnny
Nor
Five?
have I heard. Wait. All four of these things I've never heard of, or two of these people and two of these things.
I
Okay.
will say this, Chris Sequel. This is a thing you've heard of. He has been on Dancing with the Stars.
I have heard of Dancing with the Stars, but I didn't watch the season he was on. Clearly.
This is the spring of 2008.
Yeah, I probably stopped watching in like 2000.
He was a guest star on Stars. I don't know much about his movies. Like Police Academy, I've heard of. But yeah.
Interesting.
So what about Mr. Guttenberg, Eric?
Oh, he's a guy that like takes pictures and then pretends to he basically does Photoshop back in the 90s. And and his niece is Kristen Dunst. However you pronounce that.
Hey, that name sounds familiar. This is a movie, right?
It's Mary. Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. It's Mary Jane from Spider-Man. Yeah. There you go.
I didn't know that Spider-Man had Mary Jane in it. Is that why it was PG-13?
Ooh. Nice. I see what you did there. So.
But yeah, I've heard of Kirsten Dunst before.
Yeah.
She's a pretty good actress.
And then and then chaos ensues when some old lady comes in and she's like, "Hey, you need to stop this curse." And then they're like, "Okay, sure." And then so then they meet the grandson of some guy who ran the hotel, and then even more chaos ensues when they had to try to find a book. And then they get the book to stop the curse. That's basically the gist of the story.
Weird. So this came out in 1997, you said?
Yeah, this is the first This is the first movie that decided to take an attraction and like had an entire movie of it.
Just to clarify to the people listening, that the Tower of Terror isn't just a film. It is something that is based off of a theme park attraction, which is the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which is at many, I believe it's at Disney's Hollywood Studios or at Walt Disney World or one of those. And they fun fact, they used to have the ride in other Disney attractions, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But what's interesting is that the ride is based off of the TV show The Twilight Zone, but the movie is not.
No.
What do you think of that, Eric?
I don't know. I've never really watched The Twilight Zone.
See, I have heard of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I've heard of it too.
No, I've seen a few of the episodes. It's pretty trippy. It's something I should watch more of it. I just, it's like there's too many TV shows to catch up
watched,
on,
like,
this
the
past
opening.
100 years.
I've watched like the opening of The Twilight
very
Zone.
famous.
That's about it.
Yes.
So you mentioned the Twilight Zone was a bit trippy, huh? So
Oh,
doesn't that
yeah,
sound
it
like what
is.
Eric was saying, like describing the movie. That sounds a bit trippy to me.
Yeah, I think it has. Maybe the movie could be an episode of the Twilight Zone. Who knows?
Eric,
Yeah. I don't know. It's okay.
it's okay.
Not the best movie, not the worst movie. It's just okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've never been on the ride myself. I know that it's closed now in Disney California Adventure.
I have seen the ride, I saw the ride when I went to Disneyland a couple years ago, and I remember seeing it in California Adventure in Disneyland, near Disneyland technically. But it sucks that in California they got replaced by an upcoming ride. But
Although I'm pretty sure that it's the same ride, it's just a different theme, right? It's
Yeah.
like it's still the same like dropping elevator type idea, but it's instead of Twilight Zone, it's a Guardians of the Galaxy theme.
That's
That's
basically
I
what I've heard.
have been on the Tower of Terror back when it was the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and it was that was probably one of the scariest ride experiences I've ever been on in my life, because it literally is like being in an elevator and just it dropping. Like it's really freaky. Like you feel like I felt like I was gonna die. I felt like my insides were trying to get out of my body. Like it was crazy because it's kind of like those rides that they have at like county fairs and like maybe like Six Flags, where it's like a pole, a big really tall like 100-foot pole, and then you got like seats, and then it goes up to the top and then drops you, but then it goes back up again. Yeah, it's like that, but you're kind of inside.
To Six Flags Magic Mountain, and they had this. It was like a Superman themed ride that it sounds kind of like that, where it's like way
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's the same concept. It's just the difference is you're like inside, but then there are parts that like there's like windows and openings, so you can see the outside a little bit. But then there are also parts where I think what freaked me out was the fact that some of it's in darkness, because you're like in an elevator shaft basically. So it's like with the Superman, at least you kind of know what's going on because you can look out and see everything around you. But with this, like you're being like you don't know like when you're gonna reverse direction, when you're gonna fall, because it'll bring you up, and then you'll like pause for a few seconds and let you catch your breath, and then it'll just suddenly like fall again. It's like it's insane.
I don't like open rides like that. I'd probably go on this though.
Why don't you like open rides, Eric?
I'm terrified of heights. But I'm okay with roller coasters.
The heights on roller coasters and stuff have never bothered me. It's kind of, I just don't like feeling a lot of G-force and feeling like my body's gonna separate into multiple pieces. Like that's what it's a very uncomfortable feeling, and I can't really enjoy it when I'm doing that. So it just kind of depends on how it's built. If it's a kind of a smoother ride, then I'm fine.
Yeah.
So was that what Tower of Terror felt like, Chris? Did it feel like a smoother ride?
Heck no. It's the opposite. It is the most jarring ride you could possibly imagine. Imagine just dropping at the speed of gravity and then stopping point blank and then reversing direction and going up again. Like, it's like, I don't know how I was in one piece after it.
Fun
It's like
fact.
I've never been on the ride because I am terrorized by heights. Get it?
Oh no.
I achieved my goal. Make Eric Wall laugh. Did it. Yes. But but like I actually am afraid of heights. So like something like that, drastic height changes, like I can barely handle a plane lifting off. Like
Oh my, okay.
I can barely
Yeah,
handle
you,
that much.
you
less
don't
than-
want to do this.
Yeah.
Heck no.
Planes I'm also fine with, for some reason.
Yeah, planes are okay. Like I don't know. It's really just cliff sides. I don't like getting too like for instance like the Grand Canyon really freaked me out. Like you probably are familiar with that,
Yeah.
Jeff and Eric.
Jeff, yeah.
Just because you're looking,
Both of you.
You're looking down
Nice.
at a steep height at the Colorado River.
Yeah, I mean you don't. I did not expect the Grand Canyon to be that big. Like I knew it was a canyon, but I didn't realize that it was like almost like a mile down. Like I was like, are you kidding me? Like I was so freaked out. Like I could not go near it.
Dang. So
Yeah.
I'm impressed, Chris, that you tackled the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror and you survived.
But you still
I
haven't
did
heard.
survive.
You still
I need
haven't
some
heard of
tips, man.
Short
You
Circuit.
survived that.
Well, you know what? I probably am the biggest Short Circuit fan ever, and just the terrorization of the Tower of Terror wiped my memory, and I forgot.
Thank you. All right.
I concur.
Yes.
I concur, Chris. So I
Uh,
would never ride a ride like that just because it would scare the piece of poop out of me. Like just I can't imagine just like going at at like a fast velocity and just like and then just stopping all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That would
I would also say that like some rides like that I'd probably be fine on. Just as long as just as long as my feet aren't really dangling. Even though I've also been on a roller coaster that does that.
yeah.
I don't know. But fun
So-
fact. Oh wait, go ahead.
No, yeah, you got a super jolly fun
Oh
fact.
yeah, I do.
Got
The outside shots of the Hollywood Tower of Terror, or Hollywood Tower, in the movie were filmed in Florida, outside of the actual ride. Oh,
Wow.
guess we lost Chris. Goodbye, Chris.
Aw. Man.
Well
So
then.
yeah, I'm researching like what the Tower of Terror
Oh,
is.
he's back.
I don't know what happened.
So Eric, you said have you been on the Tower of Terror?
Nope.
Any of its incarnations?
Nope.
Say that again, Eric.
Nope. 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 Nope.
So we have the fortunate pleasure of having a person who has been on it, Chris. So
Yes.
Oh,
So let's set the tone here, Chris. So what is the atmosphere like? Like you walk into the Tower of Terror, what is it like? Give us a description.
It's like it's kind of almost like a haunted house in a sense, but it's kind of more like less ghoulish and more just kind of like Victorian creepy. Like it's very much based around kind of like a Victorian era, and it's just really dark, and I think there's kind of like flickering lights and stuff, and there's obviously the Twilight Zone one. There's Twilight Zone music and stuff playing.
that works.
What is the Twilight Zone music like? Just for some clarity.
Oh, it's do 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 do.
Hype it up. So like, does it feel like an abandoned hotel or like something?
Yes, it does. Because I think it's based around like an old Hollywood hotel, I think.
Let's research some of this.
I'm always curious about this because I'm driving like on the road and I go past this building all the time and it says Hollywood Tower on it. And I'm like, I wonder if that's related to the ride because California Adventure is, well, it's a parody of California. So that would make sense.
That would make sense. Hollywood Tower Hotel being represented through the Tower of Terror. Although what is a little bit weird is that the ride originated in Florida.
Yeah.
Intriguing,
Figure this
but
out.
you just gotta hype up the old style Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what is it like going into like the actual, like, there's probably more that happens, like the ride itself, of course, like.
Not really. I mean, you just kind of sit down in a seat, and there's a bunch of people kind of sat down all around you, and there's like a few different. There's like 3 rows or 4 rows or something, and there's like maybe 6 or 7 seats in each row, and you're basically on this platform.
This room or whatever.
You're just in. It's like an elevator shaft, kind of. Like, I mean, ideally, what they want to do is actually put you in an elevator, but that's not safe because you got to be strapped in so you don't die. So they put you in a seat instead. But I mean, it's basically like it's simulating that you're in an elevator, kind of.
So it's sort of like you're trapped in the elevator, trying to imitate that kind of feeling.
Yeah, it's like you're trapped in an elevator, and then you get like it breaks.
So looking up here, it looks like there's like like another story involved regarding like a big old thunderstorm raging or whatever.
Well, I think Eric had mentioned that at the top of the show.
Yeah.
He said something about lightning hitting it and people dying and.
Yeah,
stuff.
There's some curse or something. I don't know. Still confused about the show. To be fair, this was a made-for-TV show, or movie rather. But apparently they're going to make a new movie that's going to be a theatrical release.
Really? Holy cow!
Yeah, written by John August. What did he make? Oh, never mind. He I don't know if he wrote this or directed it. Oh, no, Tim Burton directed it. So apparently this guy also wrote the screenplay for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Okay, then.
Oh.
Yeah. Was also an executive producer for Prince of Persia.
Huh.
Movie?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I don't think I trust this movie. Okay, then.
And so you say that's going to be for an upcoming iteration of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being a little bit cynical here, but my gut is saying it's going to suck.
Yes.
Just because it seems like the director, like he's, the films he has done in the past is mediocre.
Yeah. Well.
Like I'm still impressed that you managed to that you can survive that kind of thing without like having a heart attack. Like I know you're in a chair with like probably like a seatbelt or something.
No, I'm very surprised myself. It was not a fun experience, and I will never do it again.
Woo! Yeah. Never do it again. Woo!
What about the Guardians of the Galaxy Breakout?
I mean, like, it's tough because I love Guardians of the Galaxy, but like literally that is my least favorite ride ever. Like that's even worse than the one that made me black out on. Like I went on a roller coaster once that it was the kind where your feet are like hanging over and you're like kind of strapped up and the thing is connecting like above you, and it went around like a loop and I like couldn't see. Like I lost my vision when I was going around the loop.
That was one of my first that's like my first upside down roller coaster that I went on.
Yeah.
First type, I guess, and
yep.
I was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't. That was the only weird part was that I couldn't see well because all the blood was rushing to my head. Like other than that, it was fine.
Huh.
Like I didn't get sick or anything, but I just couldn't. I couldn't see it for a good few seconds there. It was really weird.
At least you didn't cry or something.
No, I mean, I was.
Out.
This was last year. Like.
Oh really?
I wasn't a kid.
I
No,
didn't know that. I
I
just kind of figured you were a little kid or something.
No, I'm just talking about my two worst. And when I did Tower of Terror, I was that was 2 years ago. So like,
Nice.
I'm talking about very recent events here. When I was very young, I didn't go on any roller coasters or thrill rides. No, I was too scared when I was a kid to do that.
Ah, I did not know that.
Because I remember once my sister went on a wooden roller coaster, the kind that like a really jolty and rickety, and her face was like green when she came off it. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that.
I'm not gonna do that ever.
Well then.
I would offer more opinions about. I would offer my opinion, but I don't really have an opinion about the Tower of Terror, simply because I don't ride many roller coasters or rides. I'm kind of like you as a kid, Chris. You know, I'm
Yeah.
just the
Yeah,
the rapid
that's basically what I
transfer of
see when I see
rides.
you. It's just me as a kid.
Yeah,
Well then.
I'm flattered. But I just like seeing that would just make me it would just make me throw up. And in
Right.
fact, when I went to Six Flags a few years ago, I rode Riddler's Revenge, and then after that, I threw up. So
Oh. You know, what's funny is amazingly the only ride that came close to making me throw up was Star Tours.
Wow.
And it's ironic because that's the ride I've been on the most in my life, and it's just because I made the mistake of drinking an entire smoothie and then going right on. Yeah, not a good idea.
Well then.
Since
Chris.
then, I have a policy not really to eat or drink a lot when I'm going on rides like that.
oh man, yeah, I rode Star Tours the 2 times I've been at Disneyland. Super jolly, although the second time I came out of there a little bit like dazed, a little bit more dizzier than I thought it would be. But other than that, it
Yeah.
was jolly. But let's talk about the fact that Tower of Terror closed in California because we go to Disneyland a lot.
Yeah,
what
it happened about a year
there's-
ago, I think, 6 months ago, something like that.
What do you think of the Tower of Terror closing, Chris?
Well, I don't care, but I mean, there are some people here who did. I have one person I follow on Instagram, whom I've never met actually, but for some reason I'm following them on Instagram, and they were really, really mad, and they basically were going down there and riding it like every day or something to make up for the fact that it wasn't going to be around any longer. And then there was some like party or something they had like the last day. It was like a soiree, and everybody dressed up in like fancy clothing and stuff. It was weird.
Victorian style clothing?
Yeah, everybody was in like Victorian style
What
clothing, and they had like a banquet or something.
Are you kidding me?
I when I saw it, I'm like, really? Did this happen? I don't know how one gets invited to something like that, but it did.
I would
Gotta
probably
get
go
those
on the
sneaky
Guardians of the
backdoor
Galaxy.
shady deals.
I would probably
Saying,
go on
Eric,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was saying that I'd probably go on the Guardians of the Galaxy one over the Tower of Terror.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a choice, like my first time, I would have done that. But unfortunately, there's only gonna be one time, so I can't do it.
Well then.
I mean, I would love to go on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride just because I love Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, as evidenced on last week's Backyard Watch.
Had
But,
a couple backyard watches before.
Yeah. But the problem is that I just don't. Those kind of rides like make me throw up just thinking about it. Okay, that's a little bit of hyperbole. It makes me a little uneasy.
Yeah.
You know, like even right now, I'm just like getting nervous. Oh boy. So, yeah, I like it that they're replacing it with Guardians of the Galaxy because they're capitalizing on their newer brands, you know, and the popularity associated with the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But it still sucks for the people who loved the Tower of Terror. You know what I mean? Been around for
Yeah.
quite a while. How long has it been
Yeah.
around?
The one from California has been around since 2004, so 13 years. I mean, that's not too long.
Too shabby.
Yeah.
And yeah, while we're still. Sorry, go ahead.
What? Then I was gonna say the one in Hollywood Studios was open in 1994. So.
That makes sense. Because like it wouldn't make sense for there to be a
Still-
movie like 7 years before the ride.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
And that one's still open, right? It's just in
Yeah.
California.
Yes.
That one's still open.
Yes, it is. I did not go on it when I was down there last month.
And I don't think you ever will, Chris.
Nope. No.
But while we're still in the broad subject of amusement parks, we were just talking about Star Tours earlier. What do you think of Star Wars Land? I didn't
obviously,
listen
I'm
to Yes With You where we discussed this, so I have no idea what y'all's opinion.
obviously I'm super excited for it, and yeah, it's still a couple years away, but yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I'm probably gonna live there.
I hope they have a dropping ride so that Chris can't go on it and I'll go on it.
They
yeah,
might.
Millennium Falcon experience. No, something that simulates the Emperor falling down the shaft in the Death Star.
We have to travel
That'll
with
work.
him now.
That's what you're gonna go on, Chris. You're gonna fall down the Death Star.
I mean, if it's Star Wars, I'm gonna have to do it at least once.
Oh man, does anyone know if they've confirmed any rides for it or any preliminary?
I think they said. Obviously, I think they said some Millennium Falcon ride, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that.
There's something Millennium Falcon. I can't remember if it's a simulator or if it's something that you actually just kind of go in and just like hang out in.
That'd be
Like,
pretty cool.
I
Though.
can't-
Sort of like
Yeah.
Star Tours.
And then there's going to be one that you're like running away from First Order stormtroopers, I believe.
that's like in the park, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
you
it's
have
just in
the
general. Like they're just
size
gonna
the
chase you.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was a real ride because I thought.
No,
that-
I think the basically the idea is that the entire land is a ride in itself.
Ah.
Like you're basically like immersed inside the universe when you're in there, and there's going to be actual like war happening. Like there's going to be people fighting and shooting at each other just as you're walking around.
That'd be something.
It's kind of like or what am I trying to say? Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, where they have the Walking Dead kind of ish things, and the zombies going out. It's like that, but Star Wars.
That'd be
so
pretty.
it's kind of like a new version of Disneyland. That's like a brand new world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it's attached to it.
I'm just
so
gonna hang out in there if I ever go back, and it's after Star
Yeah.
Wars Land opens. When is that? 2019, correct?
yeah, it's about 2 years from now. About
The year episode 9 releases.
Yeah.
Boy.
yep.
And man, can you just imagine like people like let's just say like people just walk into the park like they're regular customers and they're in Star
Yeah.
Wars costumes and they're simulating lightsaber fights.
It's going
like,
to
how cool
happen.
would that be?
It.
Yeah.
Come on. It's
And you're
definitely
probably
going to
wondering if they're an employee or not.
happen. I've had an
Well, they'll
experience like
probably
that.
They'll probably they might have some rules about what you can wear when you're coming in. Like
Yeah.
they might only allow people to bound.
You can bring lightsabers, but no robes, people.
Or like
Yeah.
wear masks. Don't be Darth Vader.
Yeah. Probably
Yeah,
not.
they probably will only let, if you look like a legit character, then they're probably not going to let you in. You're going to have to kind of be a little more subtle, like kind of more like
Maybe-
a smuggler
Maybe
character
they'll
or
have
something.
like maybe like the boss of all the employees of Star Wars Land will be the Emperor or Darth Vader, just walking around the planet.
Maybe.
And so, are they incorporating Star Tours in this at all?
I think Star Tours is just going to still be separate in another part of the park. I don't think they're going to be related.
Man. So yeah. What are y'all's opinions on it, other than you want to live there?
Well, I mean, that's kind of an opinion enough. Like, I'm excited for it. Like, it's cool. What I'm curious about is if they're gonna actually let people stay overnight. Like, if they're gonna have any type of like hotel or something. Because I mean, there's rumors about that Star Wars resort that they wanted to build, and that looked pretty cool. But that's gonna be like super expensive if it ends up happening.
Well, I'm just worried if they do it like that, then wouldn't Star Wars Land be like a separate charge? It's on the Disneyland property, so
Yeah. If you're staying overnight, you're obviously you get a package deal and you get it together and maybe save a little money. But right now, like, Star Wars Land it's not going to be cheap to get. I mean, Disney tickets are already so expensive; they're like over $100, and the like annual passes are going to be insane by then. I bet it's going to be like $1,000 a year or something ridiculous like that.
Well, it's a year, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, if you go like 10 times, it's worth it. But it just depends on if they let you do payments or not. Because I'm hearing that they might like make you pay up front, and that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like up front, at the entrance to Disneyland or Star Wars Land.
I think it's going to be the same thing. So I think you're just going to get one ticket for everything. But yeah, you're going to pay it at the entrance or whenever you go, or online, or you call them before you go and be like, "Hey, I want an annual pass," and they'll be like, "Okay, yeah, it'll be $1,000."
Dang. There's going to be some people who will do that.
Oh yeah, a lot of people will do it. A lot of people, because people live there. I'm not kidding. Like, there's a big difference between Disneyland and Disney World. Like, Disney World is people going on vacation. But Disneyland is like mostly people who live in the area who just go there to hang out.
Yeah.
Do you see the same people? Like, if I like walk around in Disneyland, it's guaranteed I'll see at least like one or two people I know.
See Nicolette there all the time.
Yeah, I'll see Nicolette. I'll see some of my friends in the 501st. It's a given.
Okay, that would be cool if I'm glad that you brought that up, Chris. That would be so cool if they had the 501st Legion like go there for special events.
They used to, but I think they stopped doing that. I think they used to do that with like Disney Star Wars weekends, but now that it's just all official people who are work for Disney.
Oh, that's interesting.
But sometimes just if you're in the 501st, it's a really good resume builder for being a character handler for Disney. Like, that's like, if you experience being a stormtrooper, then you might end up with a job as a stormtrooper at Disney. I mean, it's gonna be a different armor. They'll give it to you, but
it takes a lot of commitment and preparation to do that. I'm not that passionate enough.
I'm just hoping that they have like a bunch of different aliens and all.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Greedo shot first.
You might end up watching that.
Oh man. What if they made a cantina? Holy crap! That's so
they
cool.
they better. They have. There's no way they're not doing that. That's like the most obvious thing. Like,
they just have
they're gonna sell food. Yeah. No, that's totally happening. That's totally happening.
Yeah.
Like, man, what kind of food? I'm just thinking about this. It's so cool. What kind of food would they have?
I think they're gonna have kind of like Star Wars themed food, like Bantha burgers or whatever.
They better have Jawa juice.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Better have that blue milk, man. I
Oh
want some
gosh,
blue milk.
that would be. They have to. I think that's another thing that's like so obvious. Like, they have to do it.
They'd probably have like blueberry milk or something,
Yeah, I've had blueberry milk before. It's really good.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I'm allergic to lactose. It's something I've developed in adulthood. But when I was a kid, I used to like have like coffee flavored milk, strawberry flavored milk, blueberry flavored milk, like all these different things. I never really liked chocolate milk, oddly enough, but I liked all the other flavors. They're really good.
The ironic thing is, I love chocolate milk, but I never tried any of the other like obviously original milk I've tried, but not like blueberry or strawberry.
Yeah, they're good. I don't really know where to get them. We used to get them at... I actually don't know where we got them, to be honest. It was like some little farm or something. I don't know. It was like a local place.
Blueberry milk.
Oh, you know what? We used to get them at our school. That's right. They used to... They were about to expire, and so we had like a deal where they would like sometimes bring food there, and then we could get it for like really cheap. So that's where we got
we get True Milk.
It came from. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the best.
All I had at school was milk and chocolate milk.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like on the regular menu. It came in like cartons and big crates, basically, of stuff, and then it was kind of sporadic, but people would like jump on it when it came in.
Oh man. Like, cause yeah, that would be so cool if they had. Do y'all have any ideas for other kinds of like Star Wars attractions or things that could have in Star Wars land?
I love this rumor. There was a rumor a long time ago that they were gonna have an Otta Gunga, and it would be like an underwater thing, kind of like the Nemo ride, except you go to like the Gungan city. Like
Okay.
I know that's a joke. That was like an April Fool's thing, I think, but I'm like that sounds really cool.
Like, I'd go there. Hell yeah.
That'd be
Let's go.
a good place to have. It's a Small World, but sung by Gungans.
Oh my gosh.
It's a small world. After Odyssey.
Oh dear. No. It's like you take like the most annoying thing in the world and somehow you made it more annoying.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I think you mean better.
Yes, better.
Yes, much better.
I know this is sparsely related to the topic at hand, but could you? Well, how would you envision a Star Wars Tower of Terror?
Well, I mean that would. I'm trying to think of any scenes. Like obviously you have the Emperor falling down scene, but you know what? I got it. It's the scene in The Invisible Hand when they're rescuing. Pal. Yeah.
I like
there
this
you go.
idea. This is a pretty good idea.
When the invisible hand's turning sideways and upside down.
So that's what you got to do is you got to have a ride that somehow turns the entire shaft turns sideways.
Oh my.
Yeah, then at the end it just starts crashing so that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another happy landing.
Find your way to the pilot's seat and then just have another happy landing.
Well, at least we're flying half a ship.
R2-D2's going nuts. Like, wow! Feel bad for poor R2 falling into that junkyard or like that pit of.
Oh yeah,
man.
He's been in a lot worse situations.
Dagobah.
Yeah.
I hope we see more R2 in The Last Jedi. I know that's off topic, but
no, I think we're setting up to because he's right there on the island, so it makes sense.
After the Force Awakens, I was really desperate for some more R2.
Agreed.
And that would
I think
if R2-D2 was there with Rey, it would be kind of like Luke's training in The Empire Strikes Back. That was so cool.
I have a feeling that's what they're going for.
Hype, 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 hype.
So, you guys want to get into news?
Yeah, I gotta go though. I gotta
Do you have
finish
any
my
last
thing.
thoughts about the Tower of Terror?
Oh yeah, plug in some things too while you're at it.
Plug. My last thoughts about Tower of Terror is I will never know how many things I forgot about that day, like that show. Plugging, Star Wars Underworld podcast, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Thursdays. We talk Star Wars every week. Check it out. Awesome show. And it is on channel 1138, and you can find it at StarWarsUnderworld.com afterwards. And there's a plane passing over my head. Okay, and then also check out my radio show, Geek Radio. You can find that at KPFK Geek Radio everywhere on social media and iTunes. We've got a show coming up where we're going to be talking about Alien Covenant.
Nice.
Wow. I think that's
which I've not seen yet. I need to see that before we talk about it. I know it's out now.
Dang.
So
Chris, I think I've asked this before, but your show on your radio station, is that like what's the name of the show?
It's called Geek Radio.
Oh, so the show's Geek Radio.
Yeah. I just came up with a super simple name that described what it was.
Nice.
Short, sweet, and to the point. I like it.
Yeah.
And what's the website for this station?
It is kpfk.org, but you can't find the show through the website. So the easiest way to find it is to just go to our social media and find the links from there.
Make sure to plug them.
Geek Radio. Nice.
Yes.
Well, thank you for being our guest today, Chris. it is awesome to have you on Backyard Watch podcast again. The man who started the phenomenon of Backyard Watch almost
Yes,
exactly 3 years ago.
Yes, and hopefully I'll be on the other side of the fence next time and actually be in a backyard.
Nice.
Yes. Get those crickets out, buddy. We need the crickets.
Yeah. All right. All right. See you guys.
Have a good
Thanks.
one, buddy.
Bye.
Yep.
And special thanks to Chris for being on. Because I don't know much about the Tower of Terror, and I think that's cool having someone who's survived that sort of scary ride. You know what I mean, Eric?
Yeah. Let's get into the news, buddy.
Woo! What's going on? What's going on in the geeky landscape?
All right. You're familiar with what's it called?
I am familiar before.
Marvel's Ultimate Alliance.
Yes, I
Okay.
love that video game.
That's a really good game, but this new game
Yes.
called Marvel Heroes Omega
I love
opened.
that.
It opened its beta for or no, rather, it will open its beta tomorrow on PS4.
Oh, on PS4.
Mhm.
Nice.
So me and you
Is
can
it
play
also
it.
on Xbox One?
I have no idea. Let's check.
You never know. There might be that one person listening. There may be people listening who have an Xbox One and are wondering about it.
What? Okay, Marvel here.
Obviously, audience, we have PS4s, so
Yeah.
But we also want to give the Xbox people some love as well. We love all the gamers out there. I love it.
It will be on Xbox One. Yes. Yeah. But yeah.
So you said the game's like Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah,
also.
from screenshots that I've seen, it kind of does look like Ultimate Alliance. But that's just
For
what I-
reference, Ultimate Alliance was a video game released about 11 years ago, and it's oh,
Wow, that was loud.
I hope Mom didn't honk her freaking horn. Oh God. Jeez.
Oh, whoops. Accidentally played an ad trying to figure out about this. Yes, this will be coming out June 20th.
Oh wow, that's close.
Yeah. It will not be on the Nintendo Switch, apparently. Just.
I didn't hit broadcast it. Yeah. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
I can't tell when my mic's off.
Well, whatever. We've been through worse.
Beginning of the show, yeah.
Yep.
I'm just about this beta. I might want to. Is it a public beta?
I believe so.
I'm gonna try it out this week. See what
Yeah,
happens.
Maybe we can try it
What
together.
do you think of it, Eric?
I don't know. Again, it just looks like Ultimate Alliance somewhat. Let's not play that ad again. Okay, great. Skip video. No. I don't want to watch the video. Yeah, it's an open beta.
His love for videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can team up with friends or play solo, apparently. That's pretty cool.
Like Ultimate Alliance, yeah.
Yeah. Next part or next bit of news.
Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I didn't hear you that much. So, Tom Holland will play a young Nathan Drake in an Uncharted prequel. I know that you love Uncharted, and how do you feel that they're going to make a prequel movie about Uncharted now?
Oh man, I'm so curious. To give people some clarity, Uncharted is a video game series that has been around for 10 years. Super jolly, and Tom Holland. Many of you should find that name very familiar, because he is Spider-Man in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Oh my! And he was in Captain America: Civil War, of course.
Yep.
And he will be in Avengers: Infinity War and pretty much every Marvel movie till the end of time. But it's interesting because it's seen on social media. You know, he's like 21, but he looks like he's 12. That's what I've seen. I thought that was very amusing. I think he can nail a young Nathan Drake. Nathan Drake's the protagonist of the Uncharted series, and so he looks young, but he has a strong demeanor. So I will predict this is how he meets his mentor Victor Sullivan. I'm very intrigued by this. And I don't know. There have been lots of video game movies that have been a piece of crap, um, like Prince of Persia, as mentioned earlier. But
Yeah.
I have high hopes for this movie. I'm hoping it'll be well, like this and the Tomb Raider movie. I'm also excited for. I'm curious to see how those go, buddy.
Um, I don't know. I'm not really that familiar with Uncharted, but it looks pretty
You,
good.
you gotta at least play Uncharted 4, man.
I'll try. One of these days, I'll probably
That's the-
try all of them.
Try them all.
I've tried a demo, and I remember being in like some train or something.
That was Uncharted 2.
Wow,
Dang.
that was that long. Wait, how long ago was Uncharted 2?
2009.
Wow, that was a long time ago. Okay then. Kind of unfamiliar. Yeah, very unfamiliar, I guess. And Tom Holland's a pretty good person. He's
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have some more Spider-Man news coming up.
Tease.
Yeah, there you go.
So what else is going on?
Well, have you been reading any of the Marvel comics for
Yeah.
Star Wars rather?
Yeah, I've read the Force Awakens comic book.
Mhm.
Got a couple issues of the Rogue One comic book, and I've read the Poe Dameron series.
Ah, okay. This is a topic that I'm very familiar with. So there's going to be a Cassian, Andor, and K2SO from Rogue One comic coming out. That will,
That's an immediate hit. K2, immediate hit. Let's go.
yeah, and
Am I right?
yeah, this is most definitely going to be an immediate hit, especially because this is going to be when they first meet each other. So it's going to be awesome seeing the dynamic of them two when they first meet, you know?
Yeah.
And
Like just, I
Go
bet
on.
you K2SO was just like a normal Imperial droid. When Cassian's like, "Here, I'll fix you up."
yeah. And
Yeah, K2 is my favorite character in Rogue One. I'm so hyped for this comic. Let's go.
also there's going to be a Mace Windu comic that is going to take place during the Clone Wars. Yeah. That
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
uh
Back in.
yeah.
Nice.
I'm wondering if this is going to be the Battle of Dantooine, which was famously shown in the Genndy Tartakovsky micro series, Star Wars Clone Wars. Yeah. And both of these are going to be released in August. Yeah. So
That's a while away.
we got some time. Enough time for you to catch up on all of the comic books, perhaps.
Just give me a bunch of. Yeah.
Yeah, give you some time. I've been reading every single comic book that's been published by Marvel so far, so I try to get as much as like humanly possible with Star Wars.
Dang.
Yeah. All right. Next bit of news. You've seen The Dark Knight Rises, correct?
Yes, I have.
Okay. How do you feel of Tom Hardy's portrayal of Bane?
Just was fun. Yes.
Well, he's going to be playing a different villain from another superhero's villain
Doesn't it
roster.
Like Tom Hardy's doing everything now.
It really does at this point. And well, he's going to be playing Venom in the Venom solo movie.
So venomous.
I'm kind of not looking forward to this still, even though I like Venom
Venom sounds awesome. Why are you not excited?
because it's just a Sony production, and Marvel's having like no hand in this.
So it's not in the cinematic universe.
Nope.
Oh, this will be awkward.
Well, I mean, it probably depends on the success or failure of, probably success in all honesty though, of Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, come on. It's the MCU. It'll succeed.
Yeah.
but Venom probably won't.
Nope.
Unless they allude to it, which they probably won't, because it's not in the MCU.
I don't know.
I think I looked it up when Sony Pictures announced it. They said it'll be in Sony's Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
That's not a good idea. Now,
Not the MCU.
if I was Marvel, I would introduce Venom in Infinity War because Venom's from space and Venom was introduced during the Secret Wars. Back in
Secret
the day.
War. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember. I think probably in like the 70s or 80s. I don't remember. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but that would be a really good like way to jump off and like have Venom at some point. They're probably not going to do that.
Curious to see if they'll ever succeed at making a new universe like that. Don't we have the X-Men universe, we have the MCU, and now whatever the Spider-Man
Another
universe.
Sony Marvel universe.
It's weird. This is weird.
Third time's
I was
the charm.
hoping when they acquired when the MCU got Spider-Man that it would be simplified a little bit. No, it's not. Oh.
Well, a good thing for the MCU. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 has passed 300 million at the box office. I mean, that's not really that much news.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's really good though. I mean, they made back
It's
their
not
money.
Rogue One.
Oh no, it's not Rogue One like money, but unfortunately it was beaten out by Alien Covenant this weekend.
You were telling me earlier that you were pretty hyped for. Well, okay, you can save all your emotions for the hype factor.
Yeah.
But you seem pretty juiced up for this film.
The Alien series is one of my favorite film series, and so is the Predator film series. I think I spoke about this during a pre-show of IPC with Ben, who has not seen any Alien movies. So maybe one of these days we can get him on to talk about Alien with us.
Man, that would be so cool.
Have you seen any of the Alien movies?
I think I might have seen part of like one of them. I know of their video game history too.
Yeah. I've
Alien vs. Predator,
yeah. I for PS3?
or I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that. That was one of my favorite games growing up.
Of course, the collapse that was Aliens Colonel Marines.
What are you talking about? That's not one of the worst games of this decade. It's a fine game. Nah,
It's a
it's
horrible
like
game.
yeah, it's like one of the worst
It's a
games
horrible
ever. But I mean, the good thing about that is I can say that I've played one of the worst games, like by like a long shot.
Man.
So
What did you spend $60 total on that game?
yeah, you have
Oh,
to
no.
probably. I mean, it probably wasn't
I
my
am-
money. I was young at the time.
We're all young.
Yeah.
But that's interesting that Alien Covenant beat Volume 2. What do you mean by it beat it? Like opening weekend?
Yeah,
sales
opening
beat it?
weekend sales statistics and all. Yeah.
Did it beat the Guardians opening weekend or just Guardians in total?
Just in total for this weekend. It's no longer the number one movie right now.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, considering how this summer it will be, this won't last for long.
No,
That Wonder Woman.
no, definitely not. And then you have Pirates of the Caribbean opening up this weekend, so Alien Covenant isn't going to make that much money this weekend.
There are a lot of hardcore fans, though.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I mean,
Has a passionate following.
I've loved the series since I was. Whenever Alien vs Predator came out, is when I started watching the series. So, I think like 2004 maybe.
Dang.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Awesome, Eric.
yeah, we should talk about it one day.
What's more news?
We got one more thing, and this one pertains to stuff that you really enjoy, which is music. And Michael Giacchino, who of course we both know, did the Rogue One
composer.
Yeah, the Rogue One composer. He also did Jurassic World. Quick, I'm totally not looking up more Michael Giacchino stuff.
He did Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, he did do Doctor Strange. He does a lot of Marvel stuff, doesn't he?
I don't know about that. I know he did Doctor Strange for sure.
Hmm. Oh, he did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes?
Oh, interesting.
Rather, he composed the music. Ah, he also composed the classic, The Muppets Wizard of Oz.
What?
You're welcome.
What?
He also composed the Incredibles theme for the video game, or is that...
Oh, the video.
No, for the film. For the film
Ooh,
of The
the
Incredibles,
film.
yeah.
Like the film.
What else? Did he do part of Star Trek? He produced it? Yeah. Okay, yeah, he did do Star Trek also. The first Star Trek movie out of the reboot series. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but we can listen to this real quick because I decided to download this. Figured it would be a really good jumping off point to our favorite segment afterwards.
Let's say it.
I won't. Let me clear some other things from the playlist. And then there we go. Alright, I'm gonna mute myself, mute Jeff, and then we'll get back to our next segment. Alright, so Jeff, what did you think of that?
Oh man, that was a really good song, Eric.
It's
Pumped up. It gets me in the perfect mood to get ready for this next segment that we have. And I like your song choice because it really gets me in the mood of hype. Gets me hyped. And yeah, it's everyone's favorite segment other than Barbecue Watch, which is not on this podcast. It's on IPC. It's the Hype Factor, where Eric and we discuss the things that we are hyped about. That music really got me in a good mood. It got me hyped, man. And how are you feeling after hearing that music, Eric?
well, of course, really hype, man.
Deep. So, Eric Wall, what are you hyped about?
Well, one of my favorite games, Destiny, released gameplay trailer, gameplay and a gameplay trailer and all for Destiny 2. And I'm really, looking forward to this game in September. And, it's gonna be really good. And then,
Really good.
yeah, and then also, one of my best friends, Edwin, he had a live stream of him just drawing the entire time. So I guess I'll plug that at the end. He's, believe it or not, he's really good at drawing. But not a lot of people know that in my school apparently. So I like to make it as clear as possible.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so cool. What I am hyped about. I am hyped to not be riding the Tower of Terror. Yeah. I don't like those rides, man. But actually, I'm pretty hyped that Michael Giacchino is composing the music in is it in Spider-Man?
Mhm.
Wow.
And that he's I like how he's going to
Like,
have the original Spider-Man theme.
yeah, it's some pumped up orchestral movements, some jolly vibes involved there. I'm curious to see what will be I cannot talk today. What will be composed of that? So I'm pretty hyped for that, and yeah, the Marvel Heroes Omega, as mentioned earlier in the news segment, I'm pretty excited for that. I'm curious to see how the game's going to be on consoles. So I will see if I can play the open beta tomorrow.
Yeah, same.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe we'll probably play together at some point.
Hype, hype,
Yep.
hype. Oh man.
Yeah. The only problem with that is it seems like that it has a really pay-to-win aspect of it.
Is it like free to play or something?
I think it might be free to play at some point, but right now, of course, it's just a beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the Backyard Watch podcast. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
We live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern on channel 1138. But many of you also listen to us via our YouTube page, the Backyard Watch podcast, where all of our archives are. So as I just mentioned, we're on channel 1138. There are plenty of other amazing shows on this channel, including there was a show earlier today called, it was an interview from the Everything Geek podcast, and they were interviewing Gabriel Luna. Like, dude, that's freaking awesome, man. So Eric, you know who he is, right?
Yeah.
So for your audience, I believe he is Ghost Rider
Yep.
in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
This is
Great.
This is true.
Fantastic TV show. I love Ghost Rider is an awesome character, and I think that was cool that the Everything Geek podcast had him on today. So yeah, there's always a bunch of great stuff on channel 113. There's something on there every single day. Obviously, you have us on Monday nights, and on Tuesday nights, I've mentioned the past couple weeks about Sage and McMahon. I found out last Tuesday that they had their finale. I was like, oh man,
Aw.
what happened to their finale? But then I found out that the guys who are doing that are replacing Sage and McMahon with a new show called Hyperspace Entertainment.
Ooh.
Oh. That will be on tomorrow or be on Tuesday nights. I think it says about 9:30 Eastern, sometime at night. It's just on channel 1138. So yeah, and Wednesday you got Star Wars Wastelands, 10 p.m. Eastern. Sean's a great host of that show. They have this jolly trivia segment that they're pitting channel 1138 hosts against each other. It's a super jolly time, and it's on at 10 p.m. Eastern Wednesdays. SWU podcast, the heart, soul, and blood of channel 1138, on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. They're just talking about jolly Star Wars news. I've been listening to the show for over 4 years. It's amazing. Definitely check that out. This Friday is the IPC podcast. I forgot what they were discussing, but I was on the IPC podcast last Friday representing the Backyard Watch podcast,
Yes.
and it was a fun time. We were also talking some Guardians Volume 2 like we did last week, and it was interesting hearing the differing viewpoints on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Like there was some critical there were people critiquing it. Like it was fascinating. Like we had Chris Sequel and Dominic Jones on. Chris Sequel was obviously on our show earlier, and that was a super fun time. So I hope to be on there in the future. It's fun. So yeah, they're on channel 38 at 10 p.m. Eastern Friday, and on Saturday you got your normal weekly version of the Everything Geek podcast, hosted by Rory, and sometimes they have special interviews that are on maybe like a random day of the week. They'll have an interview with a celebrity. Pretty cool stuff to listen to. But their regular show is Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. And that's, as far as I know, all the shows we have on this channel. 6 out of the 7 days of the week, we got you covered on channel 1138.
Yeah.
Home for Star Wars and a little bit of geeky on the side. I'm glad that we're providing a lot of geekiness for channel 1138 here on the Backyard Watch podcast. And yeah, it's, as I've said before, it's great to be back on here. it's definitely a lot of fun spending Monday nights in the backyard, man. So yeah, so Eric Wall, you have a final word, final things you'd like to say for the evening?
I was just gonna plug all of our stuff, but yeah. Really looking forward to what is to come of Backyard Watch, and of course we'll still be here, and we'll probably be growing soon, perhaps. Yeah. That's what I'm just hoping, like that we're able to grow and have a bigger community. You know.
There's going to be a mega podcast
Yep.
in December, and this podcast will have representation, probably
Yeah.
from me.
Yes. Most definitely from you.
Most definitely.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a blossoming road ahead. I love it. You have anything? What's our social medias? We have lots of great.
Again, this is my favorite part
We
of the
mentioned
show.
our YouTube a couple times.
Yeah.
So Eric, what is our social media?
Okay, so our social media, we have Facebook, which is Backyard Watch. We have Instagram. It's at BYW Pod. We have Twitter, which is also at BYW Pod. And of course, our YouTube is the Backyard Watch Podcast. Again, I wanted to link my friend's Twitch channel. It's it's Scooty Your Booty, which is just Scooty You Are Booty. Again, this is one of my best friends. Jeff, you're pretty high up there too.
Oh, flattered.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping that next week we have an even better topic, which doesn't have anything to do with Disney, for once.
Hey, the Tower of Terror was a great topic, man. Chris had a jolly time talking about
Yeah, but you guys don't know it. I'll talk to you about this later. You guys, I can't believe that neither one of you know what Short Circuit or Police Academy are. I'm hurt, man.
I've heard of Police Academy, I just haven't watched
But
it.
how about Short Circuit?
Okay, I
You've never heard the phrase Johnny Five still alive?
from you.
Oh well,
Before, yeah.
okay. Well then, again, we're your hosts, Eric Wall and Jeff White. We'll talk to you guys, or talk at you.
High five, hey, Eric. High five for episode 5.
Yeah.
High five.
Yeah.
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 High five. Yeah.
Again.
See you next Monday, y'all. On Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll be
Ooh.
fun.
Yeah, we might
fun.
we
Have
might
a
have to
great
do
week.
Backyard Watch a little bit later because I might not be home until like probably 8ish.
We'll air it whenever we're able to.
Well,
Let's go. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Back and Watch Pod.
High five
Start today.
again.
Hype.
Lubba lubba dub dub, people. That's
Lubba
that's a Rick and Morty thing.
Ah.
Yeah. All right. Nice.